L'chaim, L'chaim. Tonight is Shlomo Carlebach's 22nd yahrzeit, so I wanted to share some personal memories of my times with Shlomo. I was with him for about 5 years. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakol niyeh b'dvaro. L'chaim le'ilui nishmat Shlomo ben Naftali, one of the great rabbis of the previous generation. One of the great machzirim b'tshuva who brought Jews back to the way of the Torah. And a great musician who forever changed the world of Jewish music, who's wrote thousands of songs, hundreds of songs to be more precise. I first met Shlomo with Eli Wiesel. I was a student of Eli Wiesel's for 3 years, and one semester in Boston University, Professor Wiesel gave a class in the history of Hasidism. And we took a field trip together with Dr. Alan Rosen and Rabbi Yossi Wask down to New York. In the morning we met Zalman Schachter, in the afternoon Rabbi Meir Fund, and in the evening Reb Shlomo. The only one still alive is Rabbi Fund of the Flatbush Minyan. And I encourage you all to go see and meet. I don't think that my video will cause people to be knocking down his door, which I don't think you would like, but I have the highest respect for Rabbi Fund. He was Shlomo Carlebach's chavrusa for a number of years. Apparently they would, Shlomo was traveling around all the time, so Rabbi Fund would call him every day, and they'd learn for however long over the phone, even if Shlomo was in South Africa or Israel or Alaska or China or wherever he was, finding Jewish souls to save and to turn on to Judaism and to entertain, to show some depth and some simcha to bring them closer to the Torah. And Shlomo Carlebach lived in the airport. He was constantly on the move. He never spent 2 weeks in the same place. He was amazing. True shaliach of the Baal Shem Tov, shaliach of the Rebbe Rayatz, the sixth Lubavitcher Rebbe. So we went down to see Rabbi Shlomo at Sammy Intrader's apartment in Ocean Parkway in Brooklyn, and Sammy Intrader was Shlomo's top student, one of his top students for a number of years, and after Shlomo passed away, Sammy was the rabbi for a brief period of time at the shul, at Shlomo's shul. And so I had never met Sammy or Shlomo before. I was completely new to everything. Half of the class were German theological students and PhDs, and half of them were young, probably mostly Jewish, Boston University college students. And Shlomo sang for us the songs that we know and love today. And he talked about Pesach. It was just before Passover. He talked about the laws of Passover, how the leaven can disqualify even in a kol shehu. Kol shehu means even a trace amount, whatever amount, even no matter how small, a kol shehu. And he was giving a sermon about how the leaven is arrogance, and how arrogance can disqualify even in the tiniest amounts, our own egos. And I don't remember the details, but I just remember him talking about that kol shehu. It was all, and then a line formed. Oh, he talked about he was explaining, and again, he was speaking to people who knew very little about Judaism, and talked about people always running to find another mitzvah, always running to do more and to serve God deeper. He said those people you see wearing tzitzit who kiss the mezuzah when they walk out the door, they're always looking for another mitzvah. It made an impression on me until today. And then a line formed to get a hug and a kiss from Shlomo and to get his business card. The attractive young German theological students like Yvonne were so blessed, and I think it's great. I think more people need hugs and kisses, and so we were all completely high on the bus back home from the experience of being with somebody who he turned on so many souls this way. And everybody wanted to learn more and come closer. You call it charisma, call it magic, call it what you will, but I think everybody in that room, it was like a very essential moment in their lives, in their education, and in their. So then the next time I saw Shlomo was me and my friend Emre Sonmez from Boston. We went down to, we took a trip down to Shlomo's shul at Yom Kippur. And it's the only time I ever spent Yom Kippur with Reb Shlomo was the first time I went to his shul. And we didn't have tickets for seats. But Emre said, just go and everything will be okay. So we went down there. And I remember Shlomo talking about people who feel like he made these silly jokes. Sometimes he had really stupid jokes, sorry to say, but I didn't find them very funny. Maybe I don't have a sense of humor, but it's like there's a nudnik. Everybody knows what a nudnik is. Do you know what a woodnik is? A woodnik is one person who says, "Would you? Would you, Rabbi, if you were pregnant, would you fast?" And the point is, he was saying, only you know what's best for you, whether to break your fast or not. You can't, you're the best judge of whether you can't take the fast. And there's certain laws. You have a little bit, and then you wait 20 minutes to see how you feel, and then you have a little bit more. Start with a little water, and if that's not enough, have a little bit to eat. And so then he talked about how he was encouraging us, even though he said if you really can't finish the fast, you have to decide. But how Yom Kippur is like an infusion from heaven. He called it a big aspirin. A big aspirin. My sister Jenny was also there. And he talked about this, he told the story of the Stretner Rebbe. He said the first Stretner Rebbe was a real kamtzan, a miser. And one Yom Kippur he was fainting and he was almost passing out. He said, "No, I can't fast anymore. I can't do it. So one of his Hasidim whispers in his ear, "Rebbe, if every drink of water that you'd have is going to be 1,000 rubles to the poor." He said, "No, I think I can do it. I think I can fast." So I actually told that story on a Yom Kippur to the previous Stretner Rebbe, my Rabbi Brandwein, Zecher Tzadik Levracha in Jerusalem. And he thought it was kind of funny. Shlomo was saying that his ancestor was a big miser. He took it in stride. What else do you remember from that Yom Kippur? Oh, and then at the end of the Yom Kippur, he said Yom Kippur is a great time for fundraising. Big mitzvah is raising charity. It's a big mitzvah. So he said he pulled the mechitza up all the way to the Aron, and he had 5 women stand on the right side, the left side, and 5 men stand on the right side, and he was going to pray for God to force the 5 fingers of the left hand to agree with the 5 fingers of the right hand in order to bring down all the parnasa from heaven. And everybody, whoever would have the honor of standing up by the Aron HaKodesh, everybody's going to give at least $200 or $300 or something. I don't know. And it's this tremendous segula for Parnasa for every, and he did a great job. It brought me back. I came back for Sukkot. I came back for Simchas Torah. I came back for Pesach and for Shavuos. And Shlomo, basically, he was a tremendous amount of fun. It was a tremendous amount of fun to be with him. Then he started coming to my parents' house to teach at my parents' house 5 or 10 times. And there's recordings of that going around somewhere. So what can I say about Shlomo? I can say that he was a tremendous amount of fun. He turned me on to Hasidism. He imparted. He was one of the true Hasidic masters of the previous generation, who went totally against the establishment in order to, and in the true way of Ishbitz, where if you have the safe way, you can stay on the safe path, and other people will go on the difficult path, the path that everyone tells you not to go on. And if you find out in retrospect, you turn around and you see it was the right way, then you actually have much more merit than the one who never took the risk to begin with. And that was Shlomo, a true chassid of Ishbitz, a true chassid of Rabbi Levi Yitzchak of Beredichev, a true chassid of Rabbi Nachman. And the tow truck of Judaism, his brother, I never met, used to call him the tow truck of Judaism, because he'd see a wreck on the side of the road and he'd pull him out of the wreck. So there's never going to be another Shlomo, but everybody can take a little bit of what he did and use it in order to gather all the neshamas together for Biat Mashiach Tzidkenu and Binyan Beit HaMikdash.